So when Babaji organized Sankirtan all over Kolkata, and in the Sankirtan all people, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Parsi, everyone joined, and they were coming. They were going on the road, entering in every house. Here in the material world, so-called morality or immorality is the same because it is infected. Just try to understand. If there is an epidemic, infection, so in that condition, first of all, what is the necessity? First thing is to disinfect the epidemic. In the infected area, you cannot derive any benefit by discussing morality or immorality. As soon as there is overpopulation, there must be some disturbance, war, pestilence, epidemic, and finished. The extra population, unnecessary, Varna Sankara. Do you know what is Varna Sankara? Unwanted population. People who are basically in low consciousness, or who are born, who were conceived in the mode of passion and ignorance. What's here?
Who is talking?
Because I'm live here, it also plays it here. If there is some epidemic disease, and if you take vaccine, it is supposed that you are free from the contamination. So this vaccine of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra will keep you fit without any contamination of this age of Kali. If there is war, millions of people can be killed. If there is epidemic, millions of men can be killed. So killing the demons, for that purpose, he does not come, Krishna. Rather, Krishna's many agents, they can kill such demons without any difficulty. If we are diseased, there is infectious disease, epidemic, so we should be careful not to be infected by the infectious disease. This movement is spreading like epidemic. All the young men of Europe and America, they are taking it seriously. Professor Stilson Judah already has given his conclusion that this movement is not going to stop, it will go on. That's a fact. Krishna cannot be killed, neither his movement cannot be killed. If I do things according to my whims, this is called Pravritti Marga. Then the next life is waiting for my suffering. That is fact. Just like if you live irresponsibly and there is epidemic and you contact some disease, infection, then you must suffer from it. There is no excuse. In epidemic condition where every people is being contaminated and dying, still the doctors appointed by the government, they have to go into the epidemic area and try to treat the person and save them. Our duty is like that. The whole atmosphere is epidemic, whole atmosphere, this Kali Yuga, and still, by the superior orders, we have to preach this Krishna consciousness movement. The age is very bad, the Kali Yuga you are experiencing. We have to simply take shelter of Krishna and always cry. Do you know this song? Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 He. Krishna, 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 Rakshamanam. Rakshaman. Rakshaman. Krishna, 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 Pahimam. Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Rakshamam. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Rama, Raghava, Pahimam. When there is epidemic, the whole situation is contaminating. Therefore, one has to take the vaccine injection to protect himself. So anyone who has come to this material world must know that he has come in a place which is a place of epidemic. So you must have to remain very cautious. Recently, one American politician has remarked that this Hare Krishna movement is just like epidemic. Laughing, Srila Prabhupada is laughing. And if you do not take any step, then within 10 years, they'll take our government. So the communists in India, they are trying to defeat us in so many ways. Now, initiation lecture. This initiation is to teach how to remember always Vishnu and Krishna. This Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As soon as we hear, we immediately remember Krishna, his speech in the Bhagavad Gita, his form, his name, his quality, his pastimes. Everything comes. So we have to practice that. Then we remain always uncontaminated. And if we forget Krishna, then there is a chance of, just like in the medical science, if there is some epidemic disease, they give some vaccination. So the vaccine is, what is the vaccine against the epidemic?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
There is epidemic, and under government order, everyone is vaccinated, that you take this, so you shall keep your, this is material way of keeping oneself from contamination. Similarly, if you keep always yourself in spiritual understanding of Krishna consciousness, you remain pure. So this has to do with how we think. Because if you have an understanding, you think in a certain way. So to keep oneself always in spiritual understanding, this means one always has to be aware of the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. One always has to be aware of what he's doing, what is his identity, what is his duty, what are other people doing, how the modes of nature are working, and how also there is a danger at every step. Param padam yad vipadam natesham. But at the same time, one doesn't have to become like, get into panic because of that. But at the same time, there is awareness that there is a danger at every step. And again, people think that actually painful or physically or materially painful or unpleasant things are dangerous. You know, you can get injured or you can get killed. People think this is dangerous. But actually, more dangerous is pleasant things. Because pleasant things keep you in Maya very deeply. These material pains, they can actually wake you up to inquire about the solution for suffering. But pleasant things sink you deeper into Maya. If Maya comes and offers you some wealth, some resources for enjoyment, different, or an attractive person, then you lose your soul for sense gratification. So in Ishopanishad it is described Atmaha, the killer of the soul. So one who is in a materialistic consciousness, he is the killer of the soul. So now people, you see, people are in fear, more or less, some more, some less. People are in fear, but they are in fear for their life, for their physical survival. And nobody is in fear of the dying of the soul. Of course, soul cannot die, but that soul becomes covered with material energy, and in this way becomes like a dead stone. So more dangerous is actually to lose spiritual consciousness, more dangerous of losing one's life or leaving one's body. Whenever there is a large number of population, there must be some war, some epidemic, some earthquake, like that. They should die. So these natural activities are planned. They are not chance. As he is saying, chance. That means he has no sufficient knowledge. This is discussion about Darwin, discussions about Darwin. So when Prabhupada says he refers to Darwin. It's not a chance that this is happening. It's planned according to karma of people. When there is epidemic, I am controlled. When there is famine, I am controlled. When there is flood, I am controlled. So how you can say that you are not controlled? You are not independent. Philosophy discussion on Mao Zedong. Every devotee, if he is strictly following the rules and regulation, he is in the Brahmabhuta stage. Just like there is epidemic, but one who has taken the vaccine, the epidemic cannot touch it. So that is like, it is like that. They are suffering, no rain. All of a sudden there is earthquake. That is also suffering. There is some epidemic, pestilence. You cannot check it. Suppose there is epidemic disease. If you have got vaccination, then you can remain fearless. Otherwise, the epidemic will contaminate you. The epidemic will contaminate, and then you'll have to suffer. So Krishna is the vaccination to remain fearless. So by Krishna consciousness, one remains fearless. If you are ignorant and if you infect some disease, epidemic, then you have to suffer. If you remain disinfected, then you don't get inferior body, you get superior body in other planets. Or you can go back to home, back to Godhead. The epidemic is increasing. You take this injection, then you can be safe. If you don't take vaccination, then you'll suffer. This is our propaganda. You take this vaccination, you'll be saved. The epidemic is very strong. But if you think now, because there is epidemic, there is no other way. What is the use of taking vaccination? This is no argument. The epidemic is there, the vaccination is there. Again, similar like before. Recently, one American politician has remarked in Houston, this Krishna consciousness, Hare Krishna movement is spreading like epidemic. So unless we take some steps, it may take our government. So we don't aspire to take over the government, but we aspire to give guidance to politicians, how to run the country, according to the Vedic principles. There is no indifference. They are appreciating that it is spreading like epidemic. There is no question of indifference, but the leaders, they appreciate. Some of the fathers of my disciples, they come to offer their thanks. The Houston politician, it is spreading like epidemic. Come, it is spreading like epidemic. Something must be done, otherwise one day they'll capture our government. That's a fact. There is their feeling that Krishna consciousness movement is spreading so fast like epidemic, we must take some steps. That is already, they have expressed their feeling. Their whole civilization is threatened by this movement. That is the position now. Whole Europe and America, they are combining. They are intelligent person. They see that this movement is spreading like epidemic. They have admitted some of their instinct. If this movement is allowed to advance, then someday they will take our government. They have expressed that feeling, and now they are preparing to fight out. Okay, this is the same point. It's spreading like epidemic. Politician. Everywhere revolution takes place by young men, so if it is actually spreading like epidemic, and young men, they are taking part, so within 10 years, it is not impossible. Actually, again, they discuss about taking over the government. If you take this vaccine, there may be epidemic, but it will not touch you. That is Krishna consciousness. So we are preaching that please take it. One who is fortunate will take it. Epidemic. So it is a kind of revolution. So they are seeing it is dangerous. They say it is epidemic, brainwash. That once gone, this camp, Hare Krishna camp, never return, finished. They say it is spreading like epidemic. So now we speak about different kind of epidemic. No more virus epidemic. Intelligent men, they are seeing that this movement will finish our civilization. They are afraid. They have already said it is increasing like epidemic. And if we don't check them, within 10 years, they'll take the government. Srila Prabhupada says also that impersonalism is like epidemic. And we can stop it with the information of Krishna consciousness. Okay, so the other quotes are also about that our movement is like an epidemic. So these were, so we passed through some quotes, and we will also discuss other topics during the next days. And now I would like to say something about this present situation, how we can have one perspective on it. We didn't speak about this, maybe one of them spoke about this, I don't know, it wasn't, there are no classes. But so, on one hand, everything is under the control of God. And it's not an accident that this is happening. And now, for the time being, people are asked to be inactive. But there is also political reasons for this. people are asked to be inactive, and actually by not working, but not making money, but not selling things, people lose money, lose a lot of money, and this will create also crisis. This will create crisis. And for us as devotees, we know that it's not an accident that God is arranging this for everybody to become more serious, including devotees, to become more serious in Krishna consciousness. So people don't want to change. People don't want to change. They continue eating meat. They continue killing children in the womb. They continue drinking and taking all kinds of intoxication. They continue gambling. They continue being engaged in all kinds of sinful activities. And therefore something drastic, something extreme must happen. And then people become more serious, and when there is trouble, some people turn to God, but when trouble stops, they forget God again. They forget God again. So if people don't want to change, there is a pressure from the laws of nature, from the natural disturbances, catastrophes, epidemics, war, reactions to all the sinful activities that are going on. This planet has a lot of bad karma, and it has to come out somewhere. And now this is a global phenomenon. Usually we have war here, war there. In my country there was war for a few years, then it shifted to another country. Then so now agents of Maya, like so-called elite politicians, not only politicians but also bankers or some businessmen and people who somehow control the money. I've heard they also have a plan to reduce the population, but they are not out of control of God. God is controlling everybody, even demons. So now back up with gold, printed a lot of money, and they have to now destroy it. Have to destroy that money. And economy has grown too much, so now they have to stop it, and therefore people have to stop working. And now, but this will create problems. Now people have some food at home, or they still have money to buy food, but if they don't work and they don't make money, they will not be able to buy anything soon. And then I think criminal activities will increase, people will start to steal from each other. They're in trouble if things don't go back to normal. And ultimately, it doesn't matter if this epidemic is created artificially in the laboratory or it came just from nature. It doesn't matter, because the result, we look at the result. So now people don't have an excuse that they don't have time to pray, to chant, to read. Even devotees have so many excuses why they don't chant their rounds, why they don't read, why they don't pray. But now everybody has too much time, and some people are freaking out. They don't know what to do with their time. And before they were complaining they don't have enough time for spiritual life or for reading, but now they have time, and now they're freaking out. They don't know what to do with that time. So conditioned souls usually don't want to surrender to God, and they find so many excuses. And now God has created so much time, and everybody has to stay at home, and you can't go out in more than 2 people together. And I went out and I saw some people, and people are kind of avoiding each other. Some not. Some people don't look but at least people I met, they don't look too scared. But for us, it's an opportunity to increase our devotional activities of Shravanam and Kirtana. And also I see that now preaching online is increasing because preachers cannot travel, so they have to do live broadcast. And I was asked today from one country to have like regular live broadcasts also, which I think we will do it. And now every preacher, if they have internet, they can actually give class from their room. Or if they're in the local temple, then they can go live. So I think presence of the devotees on the internet will increase now because of this situation. And now they say also that actually because cars are not driving so much, then there is cleaner air in the cities. So there's less pollution in the cities. There is less pollution. And some people, they try to find what is good from this in this situation. What is good? That people come together to help each other. One of my friends said that God doesn't create these problems to torture people, but He creates them to bring them closer together. So it's a nice analysis, nice perception. He actually, He creates the problems to bring them closer together. And people who have some little goodness in themselves, they actually like to help others. They like to help others when it's such a difficult situation. So basic humanness, humanity, is manifested in situations when there is problems. And maybe there were predictions that first 20 years of the new millennium will be problematic, and now we are at the end of the first 20 years. So probably another couple of years, it will be difficult. And now if it's the end of this period, maybe the end will be the most intense. And maybe Krishna will not allow the nuclear war, maybe, or like some large scale. I mean, already so many things are happening. Like you have, I mean, in America every year you have these hurricanes. They are destroying so many people's homes and people killing people. So there is catastrophes. There is natural catastrophes. Wars start, stop. Not so many huge wars, but in the Middle East there is constant killing. And now this is started, and this is global phenomena. This is a global thing, and it's meant to make us more serious, even devotees, to make us more serious about understanding the purpose of life. What is the purpose of life? Why we are here? Why we are here? Somebody said when the ship, the boat starts, people are like 30% are believing God, 30% don't believe in God, and 40% are skeptics. When the storm starts, everybody believes in God. And when the storm stops, then again, 30% believe in God, 30% don't believe in God, and 40% are skeptics. So that's unfortunate. People only turn to God when they're in trouble. But even this is better than thinking, I'm going to sort everything out. And there is one famous success teacher from America, and he wrote a very inspiring, motivational, positive email about the present situation. What's positive? He said, what's positive in this situation? And then I wrote him that, let me see if I can find what my reply to him. There is one very nice text that we will read tomorrow. Bhakti during severe calamity. Bhakti during severe calamity. So one devotee published this and many quotes from the Shastra. Okay, positive updates about COVID-19. There is a lot of good news out there too. Communities are coming together, are helping each other, making sure the vulnerable individuals in their midst are being well taken care of. China closed down its last coronavirus hospital. More than 70% sick people in China out of 80,000 have recovered and been discharged from hospitals. Doctors in India, France, and the US have been successfully treating COVID-19 with a combination of anti-malarial and other drugs. I don't know how true this is. It has reopened all 42 of its stores in China. Scientists in China. Oops. What is this?
The rest is, it doesn't matter. The news about Apple, it was important.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
When soon comes the new iPhone, this is important too.
The rest doesn't matter.
Soon.
There is many more.
iPhone 19.
X.
A Japanese flu drug has proven effective at treating COVID-19. So, you know, okay, this is what my reply.
The selling name will be Zars 19.
Dear Mr. Canfield, his name is Jack Canfield, we still need to solve the problem of death, old age and disease. We will, he says at the end, we will go through this, we will fight, we will, you know, we will succeed. We will go, so I continue, we will go through this to come out stronger, to enjoy the material world by killing and eating animals and aborting children. We are so great, we are so powerful, we are so positive, and we do not know where we are going, what will be our next life, and what are the consequences of our harmful actions. Regards, Gita Seva. So he didn't reply yet, and I don't know if he will reply. But, you know, people encourage each other that we go through this and then continue. The same thing that brought us to this point. So what's the use of this? So there will be more problems. There is one song which sounds paradoxical by a famous musician. I think, I don't know if it's his song or it's old blues song or whatever, it doesn't matter. It says, "Oh Lord, give me strength to carry on. My home may be out on a highway. Lord, I've done so much wrong. Oh Lord, please." No, "Oh Lord, give me strength to carry on." So first he says, "I've done so much wrong," and then he says, "Please give me strength to carry on." Of course, I know he didn't mean this. He said, "Oh, I was, sinful and I deserve reactions." I understand this, but if you look at it from the other point of view, it's very paradoxical that he says, please, so this is what people are doing. They pray to God maybe, or they are fighting so that they can carry on with the same activities that brought them to this point. So this is nonsense in the modern society. We are going to fight, we are going to go through this. We are going to die 100,000, 300,000, but the rest will stay alive. So, this is very, very nonsensical. Very nonsensical. Let's be positive, let's go through this, and let's continue to do the same thing that brought us to this point, and that bring us reactions, and even give us more reactions. So let's fight the virus so that we can create more viruses. Okay, so do you have any questions?
Yes, I have one question about the politics. So maybe, what is your opinion about the Christian movement and politics and activities or something like that?
Politics?
Yeah, the politics, or maybe not the politics, because the politics is the badness, so maybe, but about some social movement, not just to distribute books, but to make some things change.
Ah.
Yeah.
So there was this Tulsi Gabbard who tried to she's a congresswoman, she's a devotee from Hawaii. So she tried to get into politics, and she ran for a president, but now she stopped. Maybe next year, after 4 years she will run, because she's very young, she's 37, so she will be 41, she can maybe run again. But Krishna didn't give her this time to be a president of the United States. Socially, devotees can be more active, and devotees are active. Sometimes they work with local communities and they have interfaith dialogues, and devotees are actually cooperating with others also. Some devotees don't like to cooperate with others because they think they are too degraded. But some devotees, they understand that if you want to be part of the community, we need to cooperate with other people and not be judgmental, not be judgmental. If you're interested, there is an interfaith brochure, and you will see there how we view others, how we respect others, respect other faiths. I can send you this interfaith brochure, so you can see how to interact with other people from other faiths, but also you can learn universal principles, how to interact with anybody who is not a devotee, or they're like just people living everywhere. So, okay?
Yes.